I'm with my buddy from high school, Greg Pollard. He is a mountain man. What's our history up in the mountains?
Well, we can't talk about that on camera.
Where are we going today?
Well, we're gonna head southwest towards Mount Rainier and Mount Adams.
We're standing on Tandem Ridge, so he lives in a really picturesque place. We grew up about, I don't know, 70 miles from here, and so we're gonna go check it out. Greg's gonna give me the throw of a lifetime.
That's right.
Right?
I'm going to bring you back in probably one piece.
Right.
And your life insurance policy will not even be applicable in this situation.
I don't have one.
Yeah, there you go.
So where are we going? Can you point it out?
Going to the top of this, I guess where you live, they'd call that a mountain. The nice thing is we're going to be there in about 2 minutes. Just like that, we're here.
That's it, baby. All right. That looks pretty good. Where are we at right here? I'm gonna step out real quick. We've been riding for about 5 minutes. That could show you how far. So where did we start? We started.
Yeah, you can see all the houses right down there.
Yeah.
Right below us, directly below us.
So how many of these mountains have you explored?
A lot of them, actually.
Damn near all.
I did almost 1,500 miles of trail exploration in a month and a half last year.
1,500 miles?
1,500 miles.
Anything bad ever happen?
Oh, there's been some pretty dicey situations, but with shovels, a chainsaw, and...
Is that what you have in here?
Not today, because I'm not going to do that to you.
Okay, got it. Awesome. All right, well, let's get rolling. So we got the essentials. You always need one of these.
Haven't used it.
You haven't used it?
Nope.
So this is...
In all honesty, this has lockers, and I've been on shit that is so hair-raising, and I've never even had to turn the lockers on.
This is the Wolverine. I've never seen one of these.
I can say about the Wolverine, the way you're positioned in your seat, you can see the ground and the terrain around you better. Out of like 7 different side-by-sides, I really enjoy this one the most.
This feels like we're in a Cadillac.
Yeah, it's very nice.
It's super comfortable.
And you need to have your visuals, especially when you're on shit where a little, a couple inches to the left or right makes all the difference. It determines whether you come home or not. Troy, when I'm about to take you on, you'll be like, why did I record this shit? You're gonna be like, what the f is this? This is beautiful.
Right.
But there's gonna be some shit you're like, oh, fuck.
Attention tree huggers. You may think logging's bad, logging's all these sort of awful things. But I was asking Greg, I'm like, what happened in here? Why did all these trees die?
Well, it's the undergrowth. The lower branches die because they don't get enough sunlight. So when they come in and they do, not a clear cut, but they come out and, take certain trees out and thin the tree herd, then the other trees grow in healthier and fill out, and it's less of a fire danger.
So if you really want to be a good tree hugger, cut down some trees. That's why forest fires aren't a good thing, but they are a good thing back in the old days. But
yeah, I could take you to an area that's been wiped out by a forest fire, and it's very enchanting. We can drive through it. Dude, I'll take you there.
Let's go. We're going.
They call this shoestring. It's a Jeep trail.
To me, it seems like a Jeep is pretty easy to flip.
If I had a Jeep, I wouldn't want to bring it up here. I mean, again, this is nothing compared to what we're going to see. I don't know how people do that in their Jeep because... I saw someone bring a brand new Jeep up here. I'm like, why the f would you do that? You're gonna ruin it. There used to be grizzly bears here.
What do you think happened to them?
Well, they all were exterminated. Did you know the bear on the California flag is a grizzly?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was grizzlies in California. Now there ain't. There could be a couple, but...
Oh, they got a pretty big national forest up there.
You'd like to think there's maybe a few here and there.
No, actually, I know there are, because there was ones that were crawling in my buddy's pool in Monrovia. Like the Los Angeles forest is pretty dang big. It's as big as this. It just doesn't have the same types of trees and stuff. If you're in Los Angeles, or if you're in LA, are there grizzly bears in LA? We'd like to know, because I believe there is bears in Los Angeles in the mountains.
Dude, I'm saying I would be surprised if there's a handful in the entire state.
And a handful of grizzly bears in the entire state of
California.
Have you ever seen a cop anywhere back here?
I have.
Really?
Shit, yeah. You'd be amazed where those guys go. Consider this an outdoor Disneyland. Someone has to pay an admission fee. That's only two-wheel drive right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Strong.
The Wolverine is actually just an amazing side-by-side.
All right, so what do you think is the best side by side out there right now? The Wolverine?
Out of all the ones I have, the Wolverine by far does probably the best job. Your line of sight is perfect, so you can see over the dash, you can see all the terrain around you, which becomes really important when you're in critical situations.
So you got a Wolverine. Why'd you decide to get a Wolverine?
Because so many people like to go out on these adventures that I needed more four-seaters. The other four-seaters I have, they're kind of just too big and they don't operate as well in small areas. And this is just like nimble and perfect for really all situations I've ever come across. Yamaha makes good stuff too.
So this is a Yamaha.
Yep, a Yamaha Wolverine. I mean, everybody makes good shit these days.
Yeah.
It's just, finding what you like,
Right.
I mean, no one's gonna have like a shitty product in this day and age. Else you wouldn't be in business.
Yeah, you don't want to get stranded out here.
Oh, we're, my friend, let me tell you, we're nowhere yet.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, even right where we're at, we don't want to get stranded, right?
It wouldn't be too concerning. I've been in areas where it would be a really bad hair day. Do you have bad hair days?
Yeah, every day's a bad hair day.
Yeah, so if we got stuck out there, it'd be more than a bad hair day. There'd be no recovery. Okay, here we go. This is one rough son of a bitch trail. You're not gonna be hauling ass on it. When you see me stop the vehicle and get out and look and see what's in front of us, then you know there's something's up. But I've been on this enough times to know that we're gonna be just fine. It's usually when you've never been on a trail before, you gotta be, really cautious.
Yeah, 100%.
You will be so fucking sore by the time you get out of this side-by-side tonight after riding, today. You will feel like you just got out of a MMA fight. I flipped one over upside down and I was all by myself.
Yeah. How'd you get it over?
Well, first of all, it was almost damn near impossible to get unstrapped. I was hanging upside down,
Yeah.
and my body weight was, held in by the seatbelt.
Yeah.
So my seatbelt was under pressure. I almost felt like a Luke Skywalker, hanging upside down.
Was it from going?
I
Was it going slow and it just?
No, I was fucking doing like 30-mile-per-hour donuts, and it caught on a rut, and the thing fucking flipped. I had so much adrenaline. I mean, the tires were facing straight up. I flipped that fucker over, thankfully, and rode it home.
Yeah.
The only thing that it broke on it cracked the rearview mirror.
I flipped my. That one just went over slow. The first one I flipped is the same way. I was doing donuts.
Yep.
I didn't put it upside down. I put it on its side.
Say you're coming here, and you're like, oh shit, the water level is level with the trail. That's why you gotta be really careful.
Oh, yeah.
You'd bury your whole vehicle in that.
A bunch of people have, it looks like.
What I'm saying is, if that was completely filled in, you'd be like, oh, is it 6 inches deep?
Yeah,
12 inches deep?
You had no idea.
Yeah, you'd lose your side-by-side for sure.
A Jeep would probably can be able to winch. I mean, you can get out with a winch.
Okay, but I want you to do the math. You're gonna sink down to those rut levels. All the water is gonna be above your waist level as you're sitting in your Jeep.
Oh yeah, well you're gonna have to use a winch to get out. That's the only way to get out. Yeah, I've had to winch myself out before, and the biggest thing I can tell you is that the winches that come factory with this, you need a stronger cable.
Yeah.
They just snap them. Like look, somebody's winched themselves out.
Yep.
Right there. Oh, look at this guy.
Someone break down? Was it left? This is what happens when your rig takes a shit back here.
Yeah.
It's called it stays back here.
If you left your Ford Ranger up here in the middle of Washington, got a couple pieces of advice for you. Number one,
Don't leave your plates on it.
Number two, I mean, you got good tires, but why the hell did you bring your thing up here? Look how many things this thing's got smashed on it. There's
a jack in there. I wonder if someone just recently left it. There's a key on the dash.
I mean, it looks like this stuff is fairly freaking new.
Yeah.
Yeah, this might have just happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, and there's not so much dust piled on that window that it hasn't been here for that long of a period of time.
Well, that could be the problem.
Yeah, that is the problem.
Yeah, when your front bumper is dug into your tire, that's not good.
He got up here pretty good. Runs like a dream. I mean, the car still runs good.
We can go trade it in for a Cadillac.
If this is your car, I'm super impressed that you got it this far. It still runs, and you left the key here with all your tools in there. I'm not really sure what the hell your plan was. All right, so we're headed into the burnt down forest. You said this was a massive fire.
Massive fire. And you can see Look at all the new growth. Look at all the baby pine trees.
Were they planted, Greg?
Nope, all natural.
All natural. So this must have been about what, 4 or 5 years ago, maybe?
You know, that's a good question.
Just based on the growth of a lot of these trees?
Yeah, that's a good way to actually figure that out. So these trees grow roughly a foot a year. So the tallest one's 5 feet, 6 feet.
Yeah.
You know, it probably takes, say this obviously happened during the summer one year. It's not going to be until the following year that the seed takes hold, right?
Yeah.
So one could say that this fire happened within the last 10 years would be a good guess.
Yeah.
A safe guess.
Yeah, and if you want to see what it does for tree growth, just look around you. I mean, it's like the best thing for it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there is not a bare spot on the ground.
The only problem is the forest is going to grow in so thick with all these trees, it won't be a healthy forest. I mean, these trees are like a foot apart.
Do you think this got put out naturally?
I'm sure they poured some resources into it, maybe some planes, but that's about all they could use out here. There's no roads. I mean, this burn is massive.
Yeah.
Massive burn.
What do you think, miles or acres?
I don't know how many square miles. It's a lot of forest. Like when you look at this burn from adjacent mountaintops, it's just a massive area.
Yeah, but look at the forest just coming back to life. No big deal. Sun's still shining up there. That's how insignificant we are. Dude, we just wandered up. We're in the middle of the mountains again. This looks like somebody's place. You've seen this before?
Yes, I've seen it before. There's a bunch of shit just in random areas that people have built over the decades or
Yeah, I mean,
last
this thing looks
100
like
years.
it was recently used, though.
Yeah, there's a barbecue. Yeah, they notched out their seating out of the log. Dude, there's all kinds of shit. Like if you really start to look back in the woods, start to see all kinds of stuff.
I thought I saw something else back here.
Yeah, there's like a privacy area.
So you've got a toilet here.
Nice. With an extra...
But this is pretty clever. Look at where they were putting their toilet paper.
Nice. Yeah, an extra toilet seat.
Somebody was...
So when Big Bertha sits on there and breaks it, you got a backup. Shit, I'm surprised the shitter didn't collapse with 10 feet of snow on it.
So this is, we came back around here. We don't know how these rocks got here. We'd love to know about that. Greg thinks this is a glacier. I think that a guy had a rock quarry up here in the middle of nowhere.
Who would that be?
Very loose.
Very loose.
Who knows, right?
Yeah, it's definitely not a rock quarry. If you can imagine a glacier coming through this little valley here, some way, somehow, it's just interesting to think, how would it deposit all these rocks on this one spot? Like they had to come collectively within the glacial flow, right? And then just remain there.
If you're a geologist and you've got some insight on this, we'd love to hear from you. You say we're probably 50 miles in?
50.
How many hours?
Roughly 4.5.
4.5 hours. All right, Greg, for those who know, where are we at right now?
You know, Troy, that's a fucking amazing question.
You have no idea?
No, I know exactly where I'm at. It's just I couldn't give you a specific title to the area. So you can always figure out where you're at based on where the sun sets. So that's west.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that's north. That's the Stewart Mountains looking north. You just have to use the sun and then the mountains as reference points. You always know where you're at. You could always say, where are we at? I'd be like, dude, I have no idea what this place is called, but I know exactly where I'm at. Yeah, check out the views up here, buddy. Man, that is a ton of smoke billowing out of there, huh? Yeah. Look at all of it. It looks like a volcano.
Looks like this is the place to camp, huh?
Yeah, we didn't bring our
We got a van again.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Must be a reunion or some sort.
Yeah, dude, like, check this out, man. It's pretty cool, huh?
Oh, yeah. All right, so Mount Rainier would be right over there, you said?
Yeah, straight ahead. You can kind of see it. And look, you can kind of see an outline right up where the cloud is. See that there's like a cloud on the very top?
So
and there's like a little dip.
Quartz Mountain?
Yeah.
We're heading down the mountain. We've been riding for 6 hours and 44 minutes. Is that right?
Yeah.
It is getting a little cold.
It's getting so cold I'm wearing my socks.
So how far do you think we climbed today?
Our highest point probably is around 7,000 feet.